Hi, I'm Rethira. So I'm talking about a recent video Joe Morris made about respect and relationships, especially with your deities and the Morrigan. I am a daughter of the Morrigan. She came to me in a dream. Actually, she's always been there. It was recently a year ago where she came to me in a dream, and at first I questioned it, and then she just kept coming, and so I accepted working with her, which is how it goes with Morrigan. She just keeps coming, and she comes to the people that she claims as her own. It's not always all the same. For some people it's a different experience on how she claims them. To me it was through dreams. For others it's a different thing. But she's definitely claims her children, and I wanted to emphasize that because as Joe was talking about in her video, there was an invocation where they just had to invoke the Morrigan without talking about the relationship building that you have with her and all of that. And I definitely agreed with her that you shouldn't invoke, I would say, any deity that you don't really have a personal bond with or worked with or are cold with initial sense or work or bonding that you've had with them, because it's not really respectful. And on top of that, especially with the Morrigan, you don't know the kind of energies they have and their personalities, and they're all different in how they want to be approached and all that. I not recently, this was a long time ago, had a person who was claimed by Diana, and then she called Diana, decided to create a whole altar, and then as quickly as she made the altar, she abandoned that goddess. And I'm like, I found that to be the most disrespectful thing ever. When you create a bond and work with a deity, and especially create matron or patron relationship with that, it's not something you just rub off or abandon and make it so simple. It's very complicated, and they definitely in the beginning watch you before they work intensely with you. Like, I know before stuff got in depth with the Morrigan, I did a lot of meditation work where she really didn't talk, she was just there. Eventually started talking, and my altar started getting more complicated, and my dedication started getting more complicated. I now do physical dedications, which are really intense. It started with a class in ocean swimming, and that became my dedication to her. In a way, I relax as well. I do it at least 5 times a week, and that's how I dedicate practice to her. And you dedicate your energy, and you always have her in mind, and you do a ritual before, and doing physical dedications are intense. And then you also, before you start doing physical dedications, have bonded quite a bit with her. And working with any deity, you build that. You start small, and then you go to more complicated stuff. So it's not, you just call them and then they go. When you work with them, it becomes this very complicated rapport that becomes very intricate, and you learn to love them. They become your friends, your allies, your partners, family. Or at least that's how the Morrigan is to me. She's definitely family, a partner. I talk to her about everything. I talk to her to my mom, so she knows that I work with the Morrigan, and she's very important to me. I'm like, she's there when shit hits the fan, and she's there where things are awesome. and I'm grateful for every bit of it. Even if I am bawling on the ground because I don't like what happened, I'm still grateful that it happened. I'll still try finding a way to be grateful about what happened, because there's some lesson to learn from it. And especially with the Morrigan, it's not easy. I mean, the lessons she throws at you, you find yourself very caught off guard sometimes, and sometimes it takes away things that you think you really want and are you think is good for you, when in reality it's very much a hindrance for you. And you learn tough lessons. So she's not really an easy goddess to work with. She's very much tough love. But it doesn't mean she isn't compassionate and isn't kind. No, she's not always like, down with you, I'll just throw you around. No, she can be gentle, but just because she's gentle, she doesn't mean she doesn't give you hard lessons. So I'm going to put Joe's video and link it to this video, because I think it's very important to anyone working with a deity or working with the Morrigan to understand that having a relationship with a deity or calling on a deity is either calling them to create a relationship, or because some deities you can call to create a relationship, but you can never just brush them off, because that's disrespectful, or at least thank them of the work they've done. And especially with the Morrigan, she comes to you, you don't really call her. And I have to emphasize that, because I didn't call her, she just came to me. And a lot of children of the Morrigan, it's kind of the same theme. She has come to them and they've built a extraordinary relationship, each unique to each individual, because, you know, we're all special little snowflakes, but, you know, we've built that bond with her. And I think the best video that I've seen that explains that is Joe's. So I'm going to post that, and I hope you guys watch it and appreciate some of the things she has to say. So, toodles!